afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Oh, come on. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
All right, there we go. Is everyone excited to become a U.S. citizen or to watch your friends and family?
Yes.
Well, we are excited as well. And so my name is Officer Bear, and I'll be leading your ceremony today. Okay? On behalf of all of us here at the Montgomery Field Office, we want to say congratulations and welcome. We know that for many of you, today marks the completion of a long immigration journey, a journey that was probably filled with ups and downs. Some of you, the journey might not have been as long, but regardless, in just a few moments, all of you become U.S. citizens, okay? So congratulations. Before we go any further, the first thing I want to do is recognize those who sacrificed so much so that we can be here today. So if you are serving or have served in the U.S. military, I'd ask that you please stand, tell us your name and your branch, if that is anyone here. No veterans? Okay, well, Monday is Veterans Day. It'll be your first holiday, federal holiday as U.S. citizens. So I encourage you to, attend a parade, show your gratitude to those who sacrificed so much for all of us, okay? So let's give a round of applause for our veterans. All right, so today's ceremony is what's referred to as an administrative ceremony. And what that means is it's meant to serve as a what's next guide now that you are U.S. citizens. So my goal today is to impart as much as I can on you of what to do next. If there's anything that you don't remember or I don't cover, I'll be around afterwards for a few minutes to answer questions, and a lot of what I'm going over is included in your packet, okay? So the first thing I want to talk to you about is your naturalization certificate. Your certificate is a secure document, so it's important that you keep it safe and secure. This certificate has various security features embedded in it. So if you are to void your certificate, or if you're to laminate your certificate, it'll void those security features, okay? So please don't laminate it, because if you do, this becomes a piece of paper that you paid a whole lot of money for. It's not really worth anything, okay? So please don't laminate it. Your certificate also contains personally identifiable information. It's got your birth date, your alien number, your certificate number. We know that you're all excited. You want to share the news, take pictures, tweet about it, put it on Instagram, Facebook. But before you do that, please protect your information, okay? So when you're taking pictures, either cover that information, you can hold it like this, hold it like this, just be sure to cover up that personally identifiable information. If you don't want to cover it, before you post it, black it out, blur it out. The last thing we want is your great day to be turned bad when someone blows up your certificate that you posted online, assumes your identity, becomes a U.S. citizen, goes and commits a crime. So please protect your information, okay? You can make copies of your certificate, but no more than 10 to 15. If you make any more than 10 to 15 copies, most likely you will get a phone call. It'll be weird for you, so please just don't make more than 10 to 15 copies. So you've received your certificate. What next? The first thing I recommend you do is go to the local driver's license office, update your status there. Many of you have foreign national FN or limited term on your driver's license, and now that you are U.S. citizens, you have that taken off, and you can be issued a regular driver's license like everyone else. So that's the first thing we recommend that you do. While you're at the local DMV, in many places, you can also do one of the most important rights that you are gaining as U.S. citizens, and that is the right to vote in federal elections. So a lot of times when you're updating your driver's license, they'll say, hey, you want to register to vote? Say yes, they click a button, and then you are registered to vote, okay? If your driver's license doesn't offer that service, there is a packet, an application in your packet where you can register to vote, more information about that, okay? So, please register to vote. You worked really hard to get that right, exercise that right, make your voice heard, and we'll leave it at that, okay? After you have updated your driver's license, the next thing you want to do is go to the Social Security Administration, update your status there. Now that you're a U.S. citizen, you're eligible for different benefits that you might not have been eligible for as LPRs. When you're working, you're also going to get points for that, so that when you get older, want to retire, you can collect Social Security. So please go update your status there. Allow for about 10 days before you do that, so that our system can communicate with their system, and they'll be able to see that you are indeed U.S. citizens. The next thing we recommend you do is apply for a U.S. passport. If you're planning on traveling outside the United States, you will need a U.S. passport. Unlike your green card, this naturalization certificate is not a travel document. So if you take it out of your safe and secure location that you're storing it in and carry it out of the country with you, come back and show it to the agent at the port of entry and say, I'm a U.S. citizen, I want to come in. They're going to say, okay, cool, where's your U.S. passport? So don't do that, okay? Apply for a U.S. passport. When you apply for a U.S. passport, this is the only time that anyone will ever need your original certificate. The only time. So they will take your original certificate from you in order to process your passport application. So it's recommended if you are going to make copies, do that before you go to apply for your passport. You can find more information about applying for your passports at travel.state.gov. You can look up where to go to submit that application, be it a local post office or a passport agency in your area. That's travel.state.gov. It usually takes about 4 to 6 weeks for that application to be processed. When they're done, they'll send your passport back and your certificate back in separate envelopes in hopes that if one gets lost, the other doesn't, so you have some way to prove your status. But that's the State Department, so if it gets lost, don't call USCIS. We don't have anything to do with that. That'll be a State Department issue that you'll need to handle with them. Some of you may have needs arise urgently you weren't expecting, or you already have travels planned, and you're like, oh, I can't wait for the 4 to 6 weeks. What do I do? There are 3 locations in our region that do same-day passports. That is Miami, Atlanta, and New Orleans. It does cost a bit extra. I think there are a few more requirements, but there is that ability to get a same-day passport if you need it. Again, travel.state.gov, you can find all that information. The next thing I want to tell you about is what happens if you become a citizen today and you have a child or children who live with you who are under the age of 18, have green cards, and are living in your physical custody. They will become citizens at the same time you do today. So again, if you have children who are under the age of 18 today, live in your physical custody, and are green card holders, they will become citizens at the same moment that you do. The next question is, how do I prove that? And there's 2 ways you can do that. The first is when you apply for your U.S. passport, you can apply for your child's U.S. passport in order to show that they are U.S. citizens. The second way is by filing an N-600. You all filed an N-400 to apply for naturalization. The N-600 is an application for a citizenship certificate. So you'll file that online. You can do it through uscis.gov. And what that does is creates a certificate similar to the one that you are going to receive today for your child, in order so that you can prove that they are U.S. citizens. It's up to you whichever method you use. If you want to do the passport or the N-600, you do one or the other, or you can do both. Again, that's your choice. The last thing I want to tell you about is that now that you are U.S. citizens, you have the ability to sponsor family members that you weren't able to sponsor as permanent residents. So as a U.S. citizen, you can sponsor your brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, and married sons and daughters. All that can be found on our website, uscis.gov, and you will do that through the form I-130, which is the petition for alien relative. Again, all that can be found on our website if you have any questions. That is all I have to cover right now. If you have any questions, like I said, afterwards, we'll be around for a little while to answer those. There's also information in your packets, and then you can always use our website. So with that being said, I will turn it over to Supervisor Lee, who will administer the oath of allegiance and officially make all of you U.S. citizens, okay?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Applicants, please stand up. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renouncing of your all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen. That I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will bear arms on behalf of the United States. When required by the law. That I will perform non-combatant services in the armed forces of the United States. When required by the law. That I will perform work of national importance. Under civilian direction when required by the law. And that I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations.
If you all remain standing, and for your first official act as a U.S. citizen, I will start, and you all just repeat after me. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Just follow along. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, and please remain standing for your new national anthem. Be seated. So at this time, I'm going to read to you a congratulatory letter from our acting director, Ken Cuccinelli. My fellow American citizens, on behalf of all the dedicated men and women of the Department of Homeland Security's U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, I want to congratulate you on becoming citizens of our great nation today. As Americans, we are united not by background, race, or religion, but rather by our common citizenship, which is based on democratic ideals, equal and individual rights, and shared responsibilities. Upon taking the oath of allegiance, you have joined a long legacy of Americans who contributed to the vibrancy and success of this nation, of this country. As you are now part of this special legacy, I encourage you to use your talents and skills each day to build a better, stronger, and brighter America for all here today and for the future generations to come. Along with all the rights you now have come the responsibilities of citizenship. it is now your duty to make positive contributions to your community and to the nation. The United States welcomes you, and as fully vested members of this great nation, may you chart a successful path as our newest citizens. And now, a message from the President.
My dear fellow Americans, it is with great pride that I welcome you into the American family. No matter where you come from or what faith you practice, this country is now your country. Our history is now your history. And our traditions are now your traditions. You enjoy the full rights and the sacred duties that come with American citizenship. Very, very special. There is no higher honor. There is no greater responsibility. You now share the obligation to teach our values to others, to help newcomers assimilate to our way of life, and uplift America by living according to its highest ideals of self-governance and its highest standards. All Americans are your brothers and sisters, and each of us must do our part to keep America safe, strong, and free. America is our home. We have no other. You have pledged allegiance to America. And when you give your love and loyalty to America, she returns her love and loyalty to you. We share one American heart and one American destiny. It is a destiny filled with love, opportunity, and hope. We celebrate this day. We welcome you into our national family. We applaud your devotion to America, and we embrace the wonderful future we will have together. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
national parks. Those are not your parks, you're U.S. citizens. So, along with celebrating our veterans on Monday, I also encourage you to go out and take advantage and see all the beautiful national parks that you can, because those are your parks now. That was a side note. So at this time, we will present your certificates. There is one thing that I forgot to mention that I want to be sure to mention to you. When you were at your interview, you reviewed your certificate with your officer. When you signed in today, you reviewed your certificate one more time. I encourage you to look over your certificate one more time before you leave, because if there's any changes that need to be made, anything that's incorrect, once you leave the building today, that certificate is yours. So it's kind of one of those deals where the first change is free. So if you see a change and need it to be done today, we can do that. Once you leave the building though, that certificate is yours. And any change will cost you $555 to get a new certificate, okay? So I'm gonna try and save all of you $555 if I can. You spent enough money to get here, so please look it over one more time before you leave, okay? One last thing to note. We do have some hashtags that you can share your good news with. Again, when you do that, please be mindful, protect your information. We don't want anyone taking your identity. So at this time, I'll present your certificates. Like I said, first row, I will call your name, you'll come up. So family, if you see your family member, you can snap their picture. But don't try and linger too long. We do have a time crunch. So take your picture of your family member and then go sit back down so that others can take pictures of their family members as well. So with that, we will get started. Yaki Rodriguez. Okay, that's all right. Julia Herrera.
Nói gì á? Đánh mặn xong rồi bắt nó. Chụp hình xong rồi đi về đi chỗ ngồi.
Edwin Herrera.
Chứ nó kêu tên thì không tránh.
Donna Stevenson. Nat Dow. Alberetta Ali. Michael Sikuchi.
Sao về sự 5, 4, 2,
Ricardo Canchala. Tam Yao. Second row, if you'll stand and start making your way right here. Sampan Sensoria. Carla Ben Patel. You can take it back. Fabian Josat.
Mình dòng xuống đi vòng đi về chỗ mình.
Frank Vargas. Priyanka Bhatt. Jacqueline Staines. Juan Luis Flores.
Tiếp anh nào. Còn đúng không? Tiếp theo đây.
Roberto Robles. Mary Lawson. Felix Papula. Sharon Trainter.
Xong rồi đi ra ngoài luôn. Đây là chụp cái hình đó xong rồi cho ra ngoài luôn đó. Nó kêu bắt lại đây mà. Ở đây làm gì nữa? Nó kêu bắt lại đây.
Jacob Trainter. Mateo Hernandez. Sheely Actor. Annette Adelson. Luis Mendoza. Kim Bassett.
Em bị đứng lên. Em bỏ cái
Roberto Lara Aguilar.
Chưa.
Anthony Rusev.
đứng gì được cô sao cái người đó thôi.
Sanat Ahmed. Selfie. Tom Sun.
Kìa đi anh chạy xe.